Men think women sleep with men for looks, charm, or chemistry. But that's only the surface. The truth is deeper. Psychological, emotional, ancient. Women are driven by invisible forces they rarely admit. Forces that have less to do with beauty, and everything to do with presence, power, and peace. Most men never understand why some guys, even average-looking ones, end up being the ones women can't resist. It's not luck. It's not money. It's because these men trigger 6 primal drives hidden deep in the female mind. Drives that make her choose to sleep with one man and ignore 10 others. Let's uncover them, one by one. 1. Emotional safety. Before physical desire. Here's the truth. Women don't surrender their bodies first. They surrender their nervous system. Before she ever sleeps with you, she asks one silent question. Am I safe here? Not just physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. If your energy is frantic, reactive, or unpredictable, her body tenses. But if you're grounded, calm, and unbothered, her body relaxes for you. A woman doesn't sleep with the man who excites her the most. She sleeps with the man who calms her deepest storms. That's why Stoicism is magnetic. When you control your emotions, you send a signal to her subconscious. I can handle anything, including you. And the moment she feels that, her guard drops. Her mind stops analyzing. Her body begins to trust. And trust is what opens at every door. 2. Emotional validation over physical attraction. Most men think attraction starts with looks, but women crave something rarer, the feeling of being seen. Every day, she's surrounded by shallow attention, likes, emojis, DMs. None of it feels real. Then she meets a man who actually listens, who remembers her tone when she talks about her childhood, who looks at her with stillness, not hunger. That man doesn't chase her body. He studies her energy. And in return, she gives him access no one else gets. It's not about flattery or compliments. It's about recognition. When you see her essence, she feels alive. And that emotional high often turns into physical surrender. Women sleep with men who remind them they exist. 3. The rebellion effect. Some women sleep with men not because of desire, but defiance. Against their past, their parents, their own perfection. When she meets a man who represents freedom, who doesn't judge her, who doesn't play by rule, shakers, she feels an ancient thrill rise inside her. The act of sleeping with him becomes rebellion, a declaration. I choose for myself now. It's not always about danger. Sometimes it's about permission to be real, wild, unfiltered. She's not giving herself to him. She's taking herself back. But here's the mistake most men make. They think rebellion equals love. It doesn't. It's a storm. And when the storm clears, she may walk away, because what she wanted wasn't you, but the version of herself she found in your presence. 4. Status and symbolism. Women don't chase status. They absorb it. When a man radiates confidence, purpose, or power, being near him changes how she feels about herself. She might not even realize it, but sleeping with him becomes a way to feel significant, to feel chosen by someone who represents something greater. This is why leaders, artists, or men of focus attract without trying. Their presence carries weight. Their calmness feels rare. Their attention feels like currency. In a world where everyone wants attention, the man who doesn't need it becomes irresistible. But here's the paradox. If your power depends on her validation, you lose it. Because true status is internal. It's the quiet strength that says, I'm whole, whether you stay or go. That kind of man doesn't beg for her body. He invites her soul, and that's why she sleeps with him. 5. Escape from herself. Sometimes sex isn't about you at all. It's about silence. A break from her thoughts, her pain, her constant overthinking. When life feels heavy, a man's touch can become medicine, but not because of desire, because of distraction. She sleeps with him to forget, to stop feeling alone, to turn off the noise for a few hours. The Stoics warned about this. They said desire born from pain always ends in suffering. If you become her escape, you'll feel powerful for a night, but empty when she disappears. Because she wasn't seeking connection, she was running from herself. And once the pain fades, so will the bond. 6. The pull of presence. The final reason, the one that ties them all together, is presence. Women don't sleep with men who talk about confidence. They sleep with men who radiate it, who move slow, breathe deep, and make her feel like time just stopped. Presence is rare because most men are distracted by their phones, their egos, their insecurities. But when a man is fully there, his silence speaks louder than compliments. His eyes tell her everything without a word. Presence is primal. It's not learned. It's cultivated through stillness, pain, and purpose. That's what Stoicism builds. When you stop reacting to life, you start commanding it. And that calm command is what every woman feels in her bones. Because presence isn't something you perform, it's something you become. The Stoic truth. So why do women sleep with certain men? Not because of abs, money, or game, but because those men embody the 6 states women crave but can't admit. Safety, validation, freedom, status, escape, presence. Each of these speaks to a different layer of her psyche, from survival to soul. And the man who masters these, without chasing, without pretending, without needing, awakens desire effortlessly. He doesn't try to prove his worth. He is the proof. That's the Stoic way. If you found truth in these words, subscribe and start walking the path of the grounded man. The one she trusts, respects, and craves, because he no longer craves her approval. He just is.